Hey, what's up guys, my name is Tai-Ro, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down the whole instrumental I did for nublu, croissantid, the cover. Now I'm going to be looking into the whole instrumental, the different layers of instruments I have, on different synths, basses, sub-basses, and we're also going to be breaking down the vocal chain I have, what kind of effects did I use for the vocals, how did I make it sound crispy, and all of that in one video. By the way, hey, if you haven't seen the full music video for the cover, then make sure to check it out over here. And yeah, let's get into it. The track starts off with this little lead melody over here. And this is just, let me rewind so it's not filtered out. Sounds something like this. So here you can see all the notes. Really basic melody. Actually remade that from the original track, and over here we have this fun little vocal chop loop. And that's pretty much the vocal chop melody that's going on throughout the whole track. And yeah, it's really simple to make. I just cut up the vocals in tiny little parts, put them together, added a bunch of sidechain on top of it, and then I have some effects here as well. So we just have a multiband compressor going on to make it sound a little bit sharper, a hollow room for reverb, EQ, helper transient, imperfection to make it sound a little bit less quality almost, and then pancake I use for the panning from left to right, and then the free filtration is for filtering, obviously. Okay, so over here I also have a really interesting thing that is, it's kind of reverbed out lead, and the way I did that is I just took the lead, put it into Edison. You'll go here, put it into Edison, click on the blur tool, and then you can achieve that really reverbed out effect using Edison with the blur tool. Alright, so let's move on. Let's just quickly kind of remove the vocals over here and just listen to the instrumental, what we have going on. If we look at this as a whole, there's actually not that many things going on here. So we just have, this lead over here, just a different sound, same melody, different sound, and almost all of these sounds are coming out of Omnisphere. So then we have this bass over here. We actually have two basses layered on top of each other. We have this bass and this bass. And together they create this nice little groove, and then again we have that vocal chop loop, and over here we just have the beat. Super punchy, and the way I made it punchy is actually by layering a bunch of kicks together. If you want to know more in detail how to make this instrumental, you can also check out how to make nublu croissantid in a 2 minutes video that I made. And it should kind of break down why did I use all of these sounds the way they are, and why do I have, so many kicks layered on top of each other. Simple little beat going on. On the chorus, what I did is I just took that intro lead that we had over here, and I just put it on the chorus. Slightly more percussion going on, and yeah, that's actually pretty much it for the instrumental part. It's really simple, nothing difficult about it, just really good mixing. Well, I think it's good mixing anyways, and just really tasteful sounds. Nothing's out of place, right? So now let's just check out the vocal real quickly, and I'm going to show you what type of effects that I use for the vocals to make it sound really nice and sharp.
Kõik on tagurpidi, suvel sajab lund, talvel sõsas vihma ja kevad pole tulnud. Lugurid on kurb ja mu pea täis
So
muresid.
you can see when you listen to vocal, it sounds really sharp and clean, and that's the way I like it in this track specifically. In some songs, when you have the vocal too sharp, it actually ruins the track. It sounds too clean. A bunch of artists will say that, man, I sound too clean, right? So what you do is you just turn down the high frequencies. But in this case, I wanted to make it sound really crispy.
riimi. Tuleb suvi, kus mu sõbrad koos ei viibi, samas ma ei tea, praegu kõik on pisut lahtine, aga hetkel jätan rannarided sahtlisse ja vedan aega kodus Netflixi vahti.
Croissantid karantiinis, sust teemal hoidsin niigi, kuid õhtul kuulsin raadiost eriolugu. Näeme mõni teine kord, veel jäänud croissantid karantiinis, sust teemal.
And when the beat comes in, I kind of took this one,
Näeme mõni teine.
took the main chorus lead vocal. And I just pitched it down to how many semitones? 1.2 thousand semitones. So and it just creates this kind of like, you know what I mean? So without it, it just, for me, it kind of sounded dry on the chorus. So I just, you know, preferred it with the lowered vocal. And this is just, you know, 3 different layers.
Karantiinis, sust teemal hoidsin niigi. Karantiinis, sust teemal hoidsin niigi. Karantiinis, sust teemal hoidsin.
Almost identical vocal, but slightly different tone. And then I just panned one vocal 30% to the right and then 30% to the left. And it just creates this nice little vibe.
Karantiinis, sust teemal näeme mõni teine kord, veel jäänud croissantid karantiinis, sust teemal hoidsin niigi, kuid õhtul kuulsin raadiost eri.
Just quickly check out what do I have on the vocal over here. So I'm gonna use the Multiband Compression to make it sound really nice and crispy. What I do is I just pop in the Multiband Compression and just kind of you know, mess around with the gain knobs over here in each band. So usually what I would do is I would turn down the low bands to remove some of those unneeded low frequencies that make it sound really muddy. But, you know, in some cases, you know, rappers want to have that like really basic voice. So you want to keep that, you know, gain slightly more up. But in this case, I lowered it. And then with the min band, I usually like to turn it down to kind of tighten the vocal. But with this thing is that if you know, turn down too much, it's gonna actually make it sound really like muddy, and you're gonna barely, like, you're not gonna understand what the person is even talking. So be really careful with the mid band range, and then the high band range I usually turned up to make it sound slightly more sharper. And just with the multi-band compression, just makes it sound really like clean, you know. And you can just pop that in, and it's gonna sound fantastic in most cases, for me at least. The reverb over here, really basic. Some EQ. I ended up removing some of the high end over here because it just sounds a little bit too sharp. Then I have the top transient to just make it more tighter. A little bit of delay and imperfection. I like to use imperfection because it just kind of removes that exact low end that I want with this filter knob over here, you know. And for some reason I cannot achieve that with the EQ or the multiband compression, but with the imperfection it just makes it like way different. I don't know how to explain. Right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. And then over here I have some more vocal tracks over here. And this is just a bunch of voices layered on top of each other. And then this one vocal track is pitched up all the way up. And without it, it would be slightly boring. You know? And with this, it has that like urban vibe to it, you know what I mean? And all together. And there we go. So let's check out how long did it actually take me. Okay, so it took me 11 hours and 38 minutes to make this cover. And honestly, most of the time I was just mixing for a while. Like it took a while to mix it. If you would hear the first version I had of this cover, it sounded like really like weak and not punchy at all. So I had to really mess around with the kicks and the claps and just, you know, mixing in general to make it sound nice and punchy and sharp, you know. So yeah, there we go. Nublu croissantid, the cover instrumental full breakdown. Thank you for watching, and new dope music coming soon.